everyone, welcome to my presentation. Myself Haleema Saleem. I have completed my Masters in Chemical Engineering from Khalifa University, United Arab Emirates. Currently, I am working as a research assistant in Qatar University under the guidance of Professor Syed Javed Saidi. Today, I am going to give you a presentation on one of our latest review article on the topic Progress in the Application of Nanomaterials for Water Treatment and Their Impact on the Environment. So basically, I'll be discussing with you the recent developments in the application of nanomaterials for the water remediation and also the negative effect caused by the nanomaterials on the environment. So let's start the presentation. This is the overall structure of my presentation, which includes an introduction about the global water shortage, global need for the water treatment, and I will discuss about the different contaminants present in water and the different conventional water treatment techniques along with its disadvantages. Then we will discuss about the nanotechnology and the different applications of nanomaterials for water treatment, such as adsorption, membrane application, photocatalytic degradation, microbial decontamination, and I will discuss about the nanomaterial toxicity in the aqueous environment, and finally the conclusion. Yes, introduction. Water. We all know that water is the most essential part of life, and without water, there is no life on earth. On the other hand, there is a major issue faced by the current world, that is the drinking water scarcity. There are different reasons for this drinking water shortage, and the most important among them is the population growth. As the population expands, the potable water demand also increases. The worldwide population is growing at an exponential rate at about 83 million people each year, and the current population is already about 7.8 billion. So this is the main reason for the drinking water scarcity. And apart from this, there are also several other reasons like the natural disasters, climate change, water pollution due to industrial discharge. Also, the drinking contaminated water can cause several epidemic diseases in the developing countries. Therefore, clean drinking water is extremely important. Hence, proper water treatment has to be done so that drinking water is available for everyone. So this slide will help you to understand the overall global water scarcity. As we can see from this figure, several countries mentioned in orange, yellow, and purple color are facing the drinking water scarcity issue. So it is extremely important we have to find a solution in order to solve the scarcity issue. So here in this slide, I will explain the different contaminants present in water. There are different contaminants such as physical, chemical, biological, and radiological contaminants. In the water purification process, what we are actually doing is we are trying to remove these impurities so that water becomes clean. It will become a drinking water. Physical contaminants such as sediment or physical contaminants are actually sediment or organic material suspended in the water. Chemical contaminants are actually elements or compounds such as metals, salts, bleach, pesticides, human drugs, and some toxins produced by the bacteria. Biological contaminants such as microorganisms are present in water. These include like virus, bacteria, protozoan, and parasites. And some of radiological contaminants such as plutonium, uranium, etc. are also available in the water. So all these contaminants has to be removed from the water to make it potable. Now let us check the various conventional treatment methods for the water purification. Here I have listed some of the commonly used water treatment methods such as boiling, that is boiling the water to kill the germs and bacteria, coagulation and flocculation process, such like we will add chemicals to the water to separate the suspended particles, then the sedimentation where we will separate the suspended particles using gravity, and some other techniques like filtration, disinfection, and distillation are also commonly used. So these techniques are having numerous benefits for this for the water purification process. But in spite of all these benefits, they are also having some drawbacks, such as these are a very time-consuming process. It requires huge investment cost, high energy requirements are there, and also some of these techniques might not be effective in removing certain heavy metal ions and dyes. Also, chemicals also required for carrying out this process. So we have to find a technology or solution which can solve these drawbacks of the conventional methods. So the solution, yes, nanotechnology is considered to be a right choice for solving the previously listed problems. What is nanotechnology? It is science, engineering, and technology conducted at the nanoscale, which is about 1 to 100 nanometers, as you all know. And nanomaterials can be used to purify water with a low expense, high working efficiency in removing pollutants, and reusable ability. We all know that nanomaterials are having exceptional properties, and some of these properties include high specific surface area, high selectivity, high reactivity, high sorption capacity, good antimicrobial property, and fast transport. So all these mentioned properties of nanomaterials will enable them to be perfect materials for the water treatment application. So now let us check the different application of nanotechnology for water treatment. Here I'll be discussing about the applications such as adsorbents, membrane materials, photocatalytic degradation, and microbial decontamination. These are some of the commonly used nanomaterials for water treatment. So recently, scientists have carried out different studies based on different carbon-based nanomaterials and also metal and metal oxide-based nanomaterials. In our work, we have checked several papers which were based on carbon nanotubes, graphene and graphene oxide, silver, copper, titanium dioxide, alumina, zinc oxide, metal organic framework, silica, zeolite, cellulose nanocrystals, and nanoclay. And so let's check the first application mentioned, that is the adsorption. What is adsorption? Adsorption is a wastewater purification technique for the removal of a wide range of compounds from industrial wastewater. And the mechanism is that molecules in a liquid will bind themselves to the surface of the solid substance. So subsequently, the contaminants can be removed in that way. Recently, several nanomaterial adsorbents have been developed for increasing the efficiency and adsorption capabilities for removing the contaminants from wastewater. So these nano adsorbents are having several advantages as compared to the conventional materials. Like these nanomaterials are having exceptional high surface area. This property will enable them to be more efficient and get more faster adsorption rates in water treatment as compared to the conventional materials. So we have analyzed several papers for the nano adsorbent application, and they were based on carbon based nano adsorbents and also metal and metal oxide based nano adsorbents. Carbon based nano adsorbents included graphene, graphene oxide, carbon nanotubes, and metal oxide based nano adsorbents such as silver nanoparticles, zinc oxide, titanium oxide, iron oxide, and manganese dioxide. You can see some of the structures of nano materials such as single wall carbon nanotube, multi-wall carbon nanotube, graphene, and graphene oxides. So let's check the different adsorption application of nanomaterials. These nano adsorbents can be used for the adsorption of dyes, heavy metal ions, surfactants, pharmaceuticals, and phenols and other toxic contaminants. So these all contaminants, when if present in water, are very toxic. So this has to be removed using the adsorption technique. If we check the first adsorption application, that is the dye adsorption, we have analyzed several studies, and it confirmed that graphene-based nanomaterials can be effectively used for the adsorption of dyes from wastewater. Also, some studies were based on carbon nanotubes, and it showed good potential for the removal of dyes like malachite green, methylene blue, basic red 46, and maxilone blue. Also, the metal and metal oxide-based nanoparticles like zinc oxide and nano titanium oxide also showed good efficiency as nanoadsorbents. So, as you can see from this figure, when carbon nanotubes are added to the dye solution, adsorption process will happen, and then after the adsorption, clean water will be obtained. Some of the nanoadsorbents show rapid adsorption rates, thereby making them perfect adsorbents for increased capacity dye wastewater treatment. Now let us check the other applications of nanoadsorbents, that is the adsorption of heavy metals and adsorption of surfactants, pharmaceuticals, and natural organic matter. We all know that if heavy metals present in water exceeds a particular concentration, it is very harmful for the life. So it has to be definitely removed from the water. From different studies, it was confirmed that graphene oxide based composite materials and engineered carbon nanotubes have very good potential for the removal of heavy metal ions from the water. As we can see from this figure, heavy metal ions are present in the solution, and once graphene oxide are added, it will get adsorbed on graphene oxide, and subsequently these nanomaterials can be removed. So the solution will become clean. If we consider the adsorption of surfactants, pharmaceuticals, and natural organic matter adsorption, we can see different forms of graphene can be utilized for the non-ionic surfactant adsorption. Also, carbon nanotubes also proved to be very good adsorbent for the removal of cationic surfactant. For the surfactant removal, titanium dioxide also proved to be good nano adsorbent, and for the pharmaceutical adsorption, graphene and carbon nanotubes also demonstrated good performance. And for the removal, hello. For the removal of natural organic matter, titanium dioxide particles also proved to be very good nanoadsorbent. So moving on to the next application, which is the membrane-based application. We all know that there are some limitations for the conventional membrane materials. Like there will be a trade-off between the permeability and selectivity, and stability issues might also be there. And also one of the major problem is the membrane fouling. So these drawbacks can be solved by using the incorporation of nanomaterials into these membranes. In this way, these membranes will have good properties such as membrane permeability. It will attain fouling resistant property, antibacterial property, mechanical and thermal stability. So this way, by the incorporation of nanomaterials, we can improve the membrane material quality. And we have analyzed different studies for the application of nanomaterials for membrane application, and we have seen that several carbon nanotubes, graphenes, etc. are noted to have extensive application in membranes. Here we can see from this figure that nanomaterial, nanoparticles, nanofibers, nanosheets can be used for making the membranes. It can be either monocomponent nanomaterial membrane or a composite membrane. So here I'm just explaining the study which was carried by our team members. Here we actually validated the efficiency of 2 nanoclays in improving the permeability of the membrane. So it was actually a thin composite reverse osmosis membrane. As we all know, reverse osmosis is also a water purification process which uses a semi-permeable membrane for the separation of contaminants and ions from water. So here in our study, we used the 2 nanoclays, cloisite and montmorillonite. So the structures of the nanoclays are provided here, and also the physical properties are listed. Here you can, as I mentioned, it is a thin film composite membrane which has 3 layers in it. The topmost polyamide thin film rejection layer where the nanoclays were incorporated, then the middle porous substrate layer, and the non-woven fabric layer. So these are the 3 layers of the thin film composite membrane. The topmost polyamide thin film rejection layer is formed by the interfacial polymerization between the metaphenylenediamine and the trimethyl chloride, and subsequently polyamide layer is formed. So here I'm showing the diagrammatic representation of the cross flow filtration system which was used in the study. So from the permeation results, it was confirmed that by the incorporation of nanoclays, the permeability of the membrane has increased to a greater extent. So we can confirm that nanomaterials can definitely improve the efficiency of the membranes. So now let us check the nanomaterial application for photocatalytic degradation application. So here, as we can see in the figure, it's a photocatalyst, and when the radiation of proper wavelength falls on it, the electrons will get excited from the valence band to the conduction band, and subsequently electron hole pair will be formed, and in the presence of oxygen and water, this will form a reactive species and it will react with the organic pollutant, and subsequently mineralization process will be happening. So this way contaminants can be removed using the photocatalyst. From the analysis of different studies, it was confirmed that the usage of different forms of graphene and some metal oxide based nanoparticles can effectively function as the photocatalyst for removing the organic contaminants, and also the metal oxide based nanomaterials such as titanium dioxide and zinc oxide nanoparticles also proved to be promising materials for the environmental remediation. Now let us check the application of nanomaterials for microbial decontamination application. So as we can see from this table, different metal-based nanomaterials like silver and carbon-based like carbon nanoparticles can efficiently remove the microorganism, and they showed very good removal efficiency. So different nanomaterials have demonstrated improved efficiency, and carbon nanotubes, graphenes and fullerenes are used for disinfecting properties against microorganisms. And also some metal and metal oxide also demonstrated good antimicrobial capability in water disinfection. Now, till now we have discussed the positive sides, that is the recent developments in nanomaterials for the water remediation. So in spite of all these benefits, there are some limitations of this nanomaterials. That is, if these nanomaterials are exceeded a particular concentration, it might be harmful for the marine life. As you can see from this figure, metal nanoparticles may undergo some environmental transformation, and when it is get inside the marine organism, it might be toxic. So utilization of nanomaterials can cause some hazardous effects, and it will be unavoidably discharged into lakes and seas, and the pollution of water environment results in very toxic effect to the human life, and plankton and microbes present in the water environment are more susceptible to the toxicity of nanomaterials. So we have checked various papers based on the nanomaterial toxicity in the aqueous environment, and we have seen that if the nanomaterials are exceeded a particular concentration, it will cause a negative effect. As you can see from the first figure, representation of toxicity effect of graphene oxide on the green algae. As the concentration of graphene is increased, it will cause oxidative stress and membrane damage in the green algae. Also, in another study, we have seen the deformity happening in the zebrafish embryos. We can see from the first figure A, it's actually a standard larvae, and when graphene condom dots are added in high concentration, it will undergo some deformities, and from these two studies it can be clearly confirmed that the nanomaterials can cause some negative effects if the concentration is exceeded. Hence it is very important that both national and international efforts should be made to develop highly efficient systems capable of monitoring the levels of nano-engineered materials within the water supplies. So now moving on to our concluding remarks. From the analysis of different studies, it can be confirmed that graphene nanomaterials showed good adsorption capacity for the surfactant, antibiotics, and other harmful contaminants. Also, the carbon nanotubes have the capability for separating biological, inorganic, and organic contaminants from water. Different metal-based nanomaterials and metal oxide-based nanomaterials also proved to be promising candidates for the water remediation. And apart from all these benefits, we already discussed that there might be some negative effects. So we have to take care of this. Scientists are still not sure if certain nanomaterials will form a new class of non-biodegradable pollutants. So it is better to use non-toxic materials for water treatment operations that are considered to be ecologically less challenging. Also, naturally occurring nanomaterials such as cellulose-based nanomaterials can be favorable for the water remediation application. Also, systems should be designed in such a way that they slightly discharge nanomaterials into the surroundings. Also, scientists look forward to optimizing the advantages of nanotechnology potential while controlling and minimizing their hazards. I would like to thank Center for Advanced Materials, Qatar University for the funding of this project. And also I would like to thank Professor Syed Javed Saidi for giving me his kind guidance. Also, I thank the STEM International Organization for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to thank each one of you for your listening and patience. For more information or discussion, you can also write to me at haleema.saleem@qu.edu.qa. Thank you.